Hi, my name is Nas. This is a video series in mastering Xcode using the Xcode document. I'll be reading the document and I'll also do a walkthrough. And today I'm going to read about the main window. And don't forget to subscribe, then let's start. The main window is your primary interface for viewing, editing, and managing all the parts of your project. It is flexible and configurable, adapting to the needs of the task at hand and allowing you to configure it to fit your work style. The main window opens when you create or open a project. To open additional main windows, choose File, New, Window. Use the toolbar to build and run your app, view progress and status of tasks, and configure areas of the main window. You will choose the target and run destination, for example, a simulator or device, from the scheme menu. Also, use the toolbar to choose an editing mode and to show or hide the main window areas. To show the toolbar in the menu, choose View, Show Toolbar. In the toolbar, you could click the Run button to run the project. Click and hold the Run button, then choose an action from the pop-up menu to test, profile, or analyze the current project. Click the Stop button to terminate the running code. Choose a project target and run destination from the scheme menu to change the target and run destination. Here are some keyboard shortcuts you can use. Press Ctrl-0 anywhere in the project editor to open the scheme menu. Press Ctrl-Shift-0 anywhere in the project editor to open the scheme runtime menu. Click the Run button to open the scheme editor. The activity view shows the progress of any executing tasks, displays status messages, and shows activity indicator. The yellow warning icon appears when there are issues with the project. Clicking on the warnings indicator opens the Issue Navigator. The red error icon appears when there are errors that will prevent the project from building. Clicking on the Errors indicator opens the Issue Navigator. The purplish ambiguity icon appears when the view hierarchy in the current view debug session contains ambiguous constraints. And the alternative toolchain icon appears when an alternative toolchain is selected. Clicking on the button opens the toolchains pane of Components Preferences. Use the tab bar for organizing your open files. Tabs can be reordered, closed individually, or dragged out of the bar to create a new window. The editor area for viewing and editing the contents of your project, including code, user interface files, property lists, project settings, and more. Files you select in the Project Navigator of the main window open in the editor area on the right. The editor that appears depends on the type of file that is opened. For example, if you select a source code file, the source editor opens the file. And if you select a property list file, the property list editor appears. You can use the controls in the jump bar to configure an editor, display multiple editors, and change the layout of editors. The different editors available in Xcode, such as the Asset Catalog Editor, Core Data Mapping Model Editor, Core Data Model Editor, Interface Builder, Playground Editor, Project Editor, Property List Editor, Rich Text Editor, and many more. The Navigator area for viewing the parts of your project, including files, symbols, breakpoints, and build information. Use the Navigator area for quick access to the different parts of your project. To open the Navigator area, click the left button in the toolbar of the main window. Clicking a button in the Navigator bar shows different parts of your project in the content area. The Project Navigator is where you add, delete, and group files and open files in the editor. The Source Control Navigator, where you view your source control working copies, branches, commits, tags, and remote repositories. The Symbol Navigator, where you browse the symbols in your project or a specified scope. The Find Navigator, where you find any string in your project and frameworks. And then the Issue Navigator, where it displays issues found when opening, analyzing, and building your project. The Test Navigator is a place where you create, manage, and run unit tests and also review their status. The Debug Navigator is a place where you examine running threads and stack information. The Breakpoint Navigator is where you add, delete, and edit breakpoints. The Report Navigator, where you view reports and logs generated while developing your app. Type text into the filter bar to show only the information you need. The Debug Area is for controlling the execution of your app during debugging and for displaying variables, register, and status information. You use the Debug Area to control the execution of your code, inspect variables and registers, view console output, and interact with the debugger. The Debug Area opens automatically when you build and run your app by clicking the Run button in the toolbar or choosing Product Run. The three main components of the Debug Area are: the debug bar contains buttons that disable or enable all breakpoints, control the execution of your app, enable graphical debugging of view and memory state, simulate location, override environment settings, and jump to stack frames. The variables view presents the list of variables available to inspect in the scope of your present location in the code. This list is a disclosable hierarchy, revealing the values of all parts of variable structure as you progressively click the disclosure triangles. The console contains an interactive terminal-like text area. You use it to interact directly with LLDB. You can debug multiple apps or processes at the same time. Each session requires a separate project window. The inspector area is for viewing and editing information about the selected object in the navigator or editor area, or the entire project. Use the configuration buttons on the right of the toolbar to show or hide the areas in the main window, navigator area, inspector area, and debug area. To show or hide the navigator area, click the left button. To show or hide the inspector area, click the right button. To show or hide the debug area, click the middle button. You can open project files and save layouts on the main window using tabs. To show the tab bar, in the menu, choose View, Show Tab Bar. To add a tab, click the New Tab button or the plus symbol in the tab bar, or choose File, New Tab, or Command T. To move between tabs, click a tab. Alternatively, choose View, Show All Tabs, then select an image of the tab. To reorder tabs, drag a tab left or right. To close a tab, move the pointer over the tab, then click the Close button X. To open a tab in a separate window, drag a tab to another tab bar or to the desktop. To hide the tab bar, in the menu, choose View, Hide Tab Bar. There you go. I just read the About the Window document, and I'm going to make more videos like this. So stay tuned by subscribing, and see you next time.